Hi, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, June 10th of 2025 on Geo Benecourt. And this is a recording done by Vantage Markets. We're doing it right about an hour prior to the USA session open. Well, global markets will face a major inflation test this week as a series of readings on US price pressures and two important Treasury bond auctions run headlong into a rally for stocks around the world. Inflation week effectively kicked off yesterday with a modest downtick and a survey of expectations for prices gains by the New York Federal Reserve. A survey showed respondents expected inflation over the next 12 months to come in at 3.2% compared with a 3.6 a month ago. It was the first decline since October. The so-called hard data of the Commerce Department's May Consumer Price Inflation Index will follow on Wednesday. Analysts are looking for headline inflation to quicken to 2.5% from 2.3%, with core price pressures rising to 2.9 from 2.8. Now, we are in the daily candlestick charts. We see how the markets yesterday had a pretty good fluctuation. It did close in the green. Today we've seen that a continuation of that fluctuation to the upside. We did almost hit 22,000, which it was rejected. So therefore, let's use that as our probable level of resistance, and then the next level at 2280. As far as support goes, well, let's use yesterday's swing low as our first level of support, and then we had a pretty wide candle from Friday. So I'm just looking at the previous lows that will, like this one on June 4th. So let's see if that will be enough. Take a look at the S&P 500. So 6,000 was the consensus that it was going to be looking to trade. Well, it has traded below and above that. Now it's the second consecutive day. So it basically has done a double bottom with them wicks. Textbook double bottom is not, but let's just go with it. Since we have such a wide range, let's just take the streams again. Let's see if we be able to come in and test that swing high from today as our first level of resistance, and then 60.50 as our second. So we do have a pretty wide range here on the daily candlestick. The Dow. So the Dow is actually looking bearish compared to its peers. So 43,000 is going to be that psychological level. I'm going to use the top Bollinger Band as our second level of resistance, and today's swing low as our first, and then it happens to almost coincide with a psychological value of 42,600, that swing low, which is 42,596. So that's basically what I'm going to put my second level of support. So let's see if the Dow will recover and do a conversion to the upside. Crude oil is trending higher, so we finally broken out of that $65. So 66 is our imminent next level of resistance. So therefore we're going to be using that. $65 is because of the psychological effect, and then that swing low from yesterday. So looking to catch that bid. RSI is gaining, reaching or getting closer to overbought, so we still have plenty of room on that indicator. So Nat Gas is actually trending lower. The 50-day moving average right now is actually doing its job of giving support to the contract. 350 is going to be first level. Obviously, since we're right there, I'm going to use that anyhow as my first level of support and see if that will hold. But as we're trading lower, we might as well go with the trend, right? So gold The gold asset is likely to continue to consolidate based on this daily chart, while selling pressure has diminished. Now, we do have that resistance at 3,400, which is still intact. Also, the relative strength index is trending sideways, as you can see, indicating the momentum is weak, and the precious metal will probably consolidate near the 20-day moving average or the medium, and when the Bollinger Band before making a fresh attempt at the 3,400 per ounce level. So therefore, we're going to use the 50-day moving average as our second, and then that 20-day moving average as our first. 3,400, just put it in there, and I'm gonna use this particular double top here. Let's see if it'll stay consolidating around this level, or will it make a pop to the upside. So then we have silver. Silver is in rally mode. Okay, so don't fall for that FOMO, fear of missing out. We do expect, well, perhaps that profit taking has already taken place in the London session, but let's see if we can continue to move higher. So silver is a pretty good opportunity here. Copper, so looking for copper to reach back again into that $5 target. So that's what we're going to be placing our second level of resistance. See if we are able to reach that place. Then we have here the first level of with that pretty good double bottom, and then the 20-day moving average for copper. So being bullish on the metals indeed, buying pretty long. Then we have Bitcoin. So Bitcoin making moves to the upside, breaking out. It's in rally mode. So let's just use 113,000-ish as possible level. I'm going to use my first level of support of 108,000. And yesterday swing low. So let's see how much of a continuation of a rally can we see. So the euro 114 was that level that we were looking for the euro to come in and consolidate around. So let's just use 114,600 as first level of resistance, and that swing high. See if that will be suffice resistance for it to continue to move high before 115, which is right below 115. And we have the 20-day moving average or the medium of the Bollinger Band. Now we have here the pound, which is having a pretty rough time right now. It's not trading as strongly as the euro. So let's just use the swing low from today, and then right below that 134,200 psychological. Perhaps the pound has rebounded off that 20 moving average at the medium of the Bollinger Band, finding a bid. Dollar index will have a lot to say on this also. So it is fluctuating to the downside. Let's use that medium as a resistance, and let's just use the lower Bollinger Band as a possible level of support. See how much of a swing will we have here today. That's it for me today. Have a great trading day. I'll see you tomorrow.